Wait, tomato paste? It has tomato paste? I didn't have tomato paste. Mami. Oye, ¿y cuánto de Worcestershire sauce? 2 tapitas. 2 tapitas. Ok, 2 tapitas. Ok, gracias. Ok, bye. Okay, I think I'm ready to show you how to make Mami's best lasagna. It's my favorite lasagna, and this is where the instructions are. So every time I make it for the last 25 years, I have to call her because there's no procedure here. There's no order on how to put everything together, but I'm gonna have it all in the description right there under this video. Disclaimer, this is not your typical lasagna. It doesn't have ricotta cheese. So for all you Italians watching, I apologize, but I really love it. Let's start with the ingredients. Of course, you are going to need 2 pounds of ground meat. I buy the leanest I can find, and I make 2 pounds are gonna be for a big Pyrex, all right? 3 cans of diced tomato. No flavor to this. Original diced tomato with their sauce. A finely chopped onion. I got a sweet onion, medium size. 4 garlic cloves. Put these both in the food processor. That way you don't have to chop it. You're gonna need half a cup of olive oil, 2 bay leaves, 1 teaspoon of salt, and 1 teaspoon of sugar. 1 teaspoon of salt and sugar. Now I don't know which is which. I'll double check when I'm ready to toss them in because the sugar is the last thing you're gonna put in the sauce. And you heard me say Worcestershire sauce? Worcestershire, how do you pronounce it? Worcestershire, he doesn't even know. Worcestershire sauce. When you heard me talking, she said 2 capfuls. I measure that. Are you proud of me? I measure that with this awesome measuring cup, and it's pretty much a tablespoon. Do you feel me? Have you tried to get some kind of recipe from your mom and you have to call her every time? If you do, leave it in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe. Okay, and then a full box of lasagna. No, no pasta, lasagna, nene. All right, you're gonna boil this entire box. You're gonna have some left, but she told me she doesn't use the ones that are broken. I'm gonna do half a box. Or whatever fits in here. We're gonna cover the pan with a little bit of olive oil. You make the meat first, just in a little bit of olive oil. I know I said this wasn't traditional because it didn't have ricotta cheese, but it has plenty of other cheeses. We're gonna use sharp cheddar cheese. We're gonna use mozzarella. And we're gonna use parmesan, or as my mom likes to call it, parmesan. And yes, I buy all the grated, shredded ones ahead of time, and they all come probably processed in a bag. I told you I'm an 80s child. I love this kitchen hack my mom taught me. You know how you want the meat to crumble? You don't want big clumps of meat. We use this potato masher on the meat. We put it in there once it's like halfway cooked, and then you get it all nice and crumbly for your lasagna. The first layer is lasagna. Because I cooked the pasta ahead of time, because I was worried that the water would take too long to boil, I'm pulling out the pasta that I need, the lasagna, so that it doesn't stick while it's in here. So that's a problem I usually have. You wanna have this cool off before you handle it, because you see all the steam. Now we're going to make the sauce. The first thing we're gonna do is olive oil in the pan. I'm gonna put it in medium, because that's usually how we cook in my house, nice and slow. That was half a cup of olive oil. Once that heats, we're gonna put the onion, the garlic, and then the Worcestershire sauce. goes the Worcestershire sauce. Mix it around a little. I'm gonna do the 2 bay leaves and the salt. In goes the 3 cans of diced tomatoes. I asked my mom, Mom, any oregano, any basil, anything? No. My mom has always been about simple, delicious cooking, that always something comes from a can or a jar. With my favorite utensil, la cuchara mediana, or la cuchara de sopa, the soup spoon, I will add the one ingredient I did not have on my list, and the reason I was talking to my mother. Tomato paste. A small can of tomato paste, because it's gonna thicken the sauce a little bit. This is not like the spaghetti sauce I make, which doesn't include tomato paste, because you want this to not be as liquidy as your spaghetti sauce. And of course, I'm gonna mix with this spoon. I always end up cooking, do you, with the utensils you end up eating with. I always end up doing this, and it mortifies my husband. We did a whole video where I show people the gadgets that we love, and I had to give credit to him because I usually cook with this, but he's brought some great gadgets into my life that are super affordable. If you want to see that, you can check out this video. I'm gonna let that cook for a little bit. Maybe give it 5 minutes, and then add the meat. Haven't decided if I'm gonna go this way or that way. And now we add the sugar. All right, so here we go. You've put the first layer of lasagna in there, of the pasta. The first thing you're gonna put down is the mozzarella cheese, all right? This is how the layers are gonna go. Mozzarella cheese, then meat. Sometimes I do like a little, because I like my pasta. So I'll do a little bit of this in this little corner. Put a little more cheese over here. There we go. Now the meat that I let cool for a little bit, because I didn't want to put the hot meat on this and have the mozzarella cheese melt. Look how beautiful. It tastes delicious. When you taste it, it's gonna taste like it needs a little salt. Don't do that. You'll be tempted, but don't do that because the cheeses have salt. Look at my instructions. Then you're gonna do cheddar and parmesan. And now parmesan. And now another layer of pasta. Repeat the process. This is gonna be the last pasta layer. You're gonna do that. And then with this, you're gonna top it off with cheddar cheese. But here's what I recommend. Don't put the cheddar cheese on until before you put it in the oven. Your cheddar cheese is gonna be your last layer. Cover this up, put it in the refrigerator. This is the best thing about this dish, that if you cook it the day before, the next day it'll taste even better. We're gonna have this tonight, but I guarantee you with the leftovers tomorrow, it's gonna be even yummier. Cover it, put it in the fridge. So it's gonna go inside the oven, 350 degrees. You're gonna put it in here. for an hour, but honestly, that is not frozen. So I would say for 30 minutes. My mom would tell you wait until the cheese on top, because you've covered it with cheddar cheese, until it bubbles. And that's when you know you're ready. Everything in there is cooked, so all you're doing is warming it up. If it was frozen, I would give it the whole hour. Today's lasagna screw up that my husband had to fix. I think the pasta on top curled up because I uncovered it and then left it uncovered for like 10 minutes. I think it curled. So this is the behind the scenes. This is the part that makes me the most nervous. We're gonna cut it. I wouldn't cut it right out of the oven. My mom does. I cut it alongside. And by the way, that recipe yielded this mold and this one. So it's a lot. And of course, the recipe is in the comments, and in the description of the video. And remember to subscribe. All right, let's see. Yay! Look how pretty. Well, kind of pretty. Remember, I don't make pretty, but I make good food. Let's see. See the layers? Show them this side, honey. Either side is ugly, but it's yummy. Let's try it. And as I told you, you can freeze this, let's say for a week, if you will. Then defrost it and eat it, and it'll be delicious too. Delicious. Not traditional lasagna, but the one I grew up with and the one my family loves. Thanks for sharing with me. Let's keep it real together.